Hi everyone. So I thought I'd show you the new photo mode, or show you some of the new features in it. So let's start that. Let's hit N as in Nancy, and there we go. We're in photo mode. They've changed a few things here. They put depth of field over here on the camera tab, just so you know. And let's see, anything else new here? Black bars. I have no idea what this is. Be quite honest with you. On, off, doesn't seem to make any difference. I'll look that up and maybe I can find something out. And let's see here. So let's get started. We have, like I said, we have depth of field now over here on the camera tab where that makes more sense. We also have the ability to change our weather, which is really nice. So I'll show you that. We make it sunny. Oh, by the way, just so you know, you can see these things a little bit better if you change the time of day. Right now it's like midnight, so let's make it a little bit more. What's that? Like 3, 4? Yeah, 4 o'clock. There we go. So it's rainy. Let's change V's pose just a little bit. There we go. And we'll come back to the time and weather tab. Notice that. And just notice what I did there was with the time of day. I actually changed the time of day. Another really nice new feature. So it's rainy. And I changed it to fog now. Let's zoom in on her a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. There we go. All right, so time of day, again, really nice. You can change this on the fly now. So fog, pollution, probably pretty bad in Night City. Acid rain. Sandstorm is pretty cool. I kind of like Sandstorm. So we'll keep it there for a moment. Game speed. Now you might think, oh, what's that? So what that is V stays static, but if we move the camera around, right mouse button, by the way, you can change what happens around here. Out like these cars, that truck. You can see, change the game speed, and they start moving. Pretty nice, huh? So you could, if you're feeling like it, you can also do that frame by frame. You'll notice things moving up. And that can come in handy if, like, say you wanted a car in the crosswalk or somebody walking around. So that could be pretty good too. All right, so let's move on to V. And V is visible here, of course. She is idle. Peace and love is the pose. There are a bunch of new poses from what I've read. I don't know which ones are new, which ones aren't, etc. But there are a lot of new ones from what I'm told or what I've seen on their Instagram. So that's nice. And look, she's taking a last gig like Johnny would, just rotating her a little bit there. And that's down there. They did change look at camera before when you had her look at the camera or whoever else you were focused on. The V would move her entire body. But notice now they have this option. It's that moved her upper body. That just moves her head, which is pretty nice. That's a pretty cool pose. I like that. So you got all that now. So they changed the ability to change change the way she looks at the camera. So that's nice. I like what they're doing here. They're doing a lot of good stuff. I will say they CD Projekt Red, I think, has the best virtual photography system in gaming, period. Larian Studios just introduced one to Baldur's Gate, and it's good. It's a good start, but it is not what you've got here um, in Cyberpunk, not by a long stretch. So they've also added, just moving on, just they've also added new NPCs. Let's see, let's see who's new. From what I recall, the Brendan is new. The iguana is new. Dum Dum is new. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, the Cassell twins. That's pretty cool. Everybody likes Ore Cassell. When you add a NPC, just be careful. Notice she's like over here, and so you're going to have to move her around a little bit. You come down here and you move her around because we're in the characters screen right now, characters tab. Be careful you don't do this when you're in the V tab. So anyway, you want to move her like a little bit closer to V, and notice to do that with the left and right, and then you can change. I'm going to change her rotation so she's a little bit more like in focus with V, and you can change her pose. There you go. See, that looks pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And we can bring her a little bit closer if you wanted to, but that makes her out of focus because I've got depth of field on. So you got a lot of things you can do here. I'm just moving the mouse button, by the way, to get a little bit closer to these two. There we go. That's pretty nice. I like that. So anyway, we'll take a quick picture of that. And notice everything else is blurred out in the background. That's because of the depth of field. Okay, so that's nice. And now we're going to move on. I don't think there's anything new in the lighting. And if you get down into the light numbers, and congratulations, you're like a pro virtual photographer. Exposure, the effect basically you can play around with the contrast, which is a darkness setting basically. And exposure is lightness and brightness. I mean, lightness and darkness. I explained this once in one of the other videos what the differences are, so we won't go into that. But you can see exposure just darkens the photo and brightens it. So that's what you need to do. What contrast does is it heightens the level of difference between the darkness and the lightness. I'll look that up again, but you can look it up online too. But you can see if you play with these, with the effect. Very nice. I like this too. Let's get a little bit closer on these two. Yeah, pretty nice. Except now we've got Aurora. Somebody help me. How do you say that? Now she's a little out of focus because I'm too close. There you go. Let's see if we can move her. There we go. That's better. Just moved her back so she's more in focus because the system tends to focus on V. But you can change that. I think you can. Yeah, autofocus is on, and you can play with that yourself. Again, a little off topic. I'm mostly showing you the new stuff. And this is new. The color balance. This is crazy good stuff to put into the photography system. You would normally do this in post-processing in a free program like GIMP or in Photoshop, but you've got it right here. You can manipulate your midtones. You can play with your midtone saturation, and I'm not going to get into what every single one of these mean because I don't know either. But if you're a graphic artist or you do your own photo developing work or post-processing work, you probably have a pretty good idea what all this means. But it's really cool that they added all this. Also, there are some new stickers you can slap onto the game. That's, not that big a deal. Oops, and I moved people out a little bit there. Just be careful when you're scrolling that you're not out in this area. And let's see, like, well, yeah, there we go. See where the sticker is right there. And then you can move it around as you feel fit. And I'm going to take that one off. Well, there we go. And let's see, you can add a frame like that. That's pretty nice, actually. I like that. I like that white frame. So we'll take a picture of that too. And you can change the background. Let's see, let's go back here. See, the background still seems to be a little buggy because they're not in the foreground. Yep, see, they're gone right now. But I think if I take this frame off, they'll come back. Nope, they didn't. Oh well. Anyway, the background does work sometimes. I've been playing with it, but in this particular case, it's not working the way we want. So anyway, that's the new photo system. Just to go over it again, they moved the depth of field over to the camera. I do not know what black bar means. They've added weather, which is really, really nice, and time of day and game speed. V now has some new poses, and she has different ways of looking at the camera that you can control. We have lots of new NPCs you can add to your photos. Oh, and I forgot, you can change their outfits too. See, that's pretty cool, huh? She only has 2, but your outfits for V, if you have any saved, but notice it resets her pose. I think all you have to do is do this and do this, and there you go. Well, looks like you're gonna have to rotate her again, but that's pretty cool. That's nice. So anyway, you can change the outfits, and you can change the way she looks at the camera. Let's see. V, look at camera. There we go. And we don't want upper body, we just want the head. There we go, that's good. And let's see, we have some new NPCs, and we can change their outfits too. We've got nothing new in lighting, I don't think. We have the usual exposure and contrast effects. We have all this color balance that you can do, and that's pretty awesome. Let's see if I can show you any of that. Nope, it doesn't really work for me. I'll figure that out some other time. We'll go over that. And we've got stickers we can add to the game. We got frames, and we got backgrounds, which aren't working for me at the moment, but I have used them. They do work. So they do work. It seems like they do work sometimes. maybe I need to pull out some. Let's try that. Nope, didn't matter. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. And I will see you in the next video. I hope these are helpful. So subscribe if you like. I'd appreciate that. And thanks again. More Cyberpunk to come. Thank you very much. Bye.